Dr. Velkara stared at the data readouts for the 17th time that morning. Her 4 eyes blinked in sequence, a nervous habit she had developed during her 300 years of xenobiological research. The numbers remained unchanged. The conclusions remained impossible. And yet, the evidence was undeniable. She pressed the communication panel on her desk. "Dr. Thren, I need you in Laboratory 7 immediately. Bring the entire senior research team." The Galactic Xenobiology Institute had stood on the moon of Praxis 4 for over 2,000 standard cycles. In that time, researchers from across the known universe had cataloged the biological processes of more than 40,000 sentient species. They had mapped digestive systems, respiratory functions, and metabolic pathways for creatures that breathed methane, consumed radiation, and processed minerals directly from stone. Nothing had ever prepared them for what they found when studying the newest species to achieve interstellar travel. Humans. Dr. Thren arrived first, his elongated form sliding through the doorway like water flowing through a crack. Behind him came the others. Gurmesh with her crystalline exoskeleton that caught the laboratory lights. Plix, whose gaseous form required a containment suit to survive in the oxygen-rich environment. Ambassador Creel, representing the Galactic Council, who had demanded to be present for any significant findings about the new species. "What have you found?" Thren asked, his voice like wind through hollow tubes. Your message indicated urgency. Velkara gestured toward the holographic display that dominated the center of the room. With a wave of her upper hand, she activated the projection. A 3-dimensional model of human internal organs rotated slowly before them. "We have completed our comprehensive analysis of human metabolic functions," she said. "What I am about to show you will change everything we understand about biological limitations." She enlarged the section showing the human digestive system. When humans first made contact with the Coalition, we assumed their biology would fall within normal parameters. Carbon-based, oxygen-breathing, water-dependent. Standard classification for their region of space. "That is correct," Ambassador Creel said. His voice carried the weight of bureaucratic impatience. "They were classified as Type 7 organisms. Common. Unremarkable." "That classification was a mistake," Velkara said. "Perhaps the greatest mistake in our institution's history." She activated the next display sequence. Chemical compounds appeared alongside the human digestive model. Each one was marked with a red warning symbol indicating extreme toxicity. "Capsaicin," she began. "A chemical compound that causes severe cellular damage in every known species. It attacks nerve endings, destroys tissue, and can be fatal even in small doses. The Velk people of the Outer Rim use it as a chemical weapon." "I am familiar with it," Thren said. 3 of my researchers died when a capsaicin sample was accidentally released in Laboratory 12. "Humans consume it recreationally," Velkara said. Silence fell over the room. "I do not understand," Gurmesh said, her crystalline form vibrating with confusion. "They add it to their food," Velkara explained. "They call it spice. They compete to see who can consume the highest concentrations. Their young engage in challenges where they consume capsaicin in quantities that would kill a Thren warrior in seconds." She changed the display to show another compound, ethanol, a powerful cellular toxin and disinfectant. It destroys brain cells, damages organs, and impairs motor functions in every known species. Most use it for cleaning equipment or as an industrial solvent. "Humans consume this as well?" Ambassador Creel asked. "In enormous quantities," Velkara confirmed. "They call it alcohol. They drink it at celebrations, social gatherings, and often for no reason at all. They have dedicated establishments called bars, where they gather specifically to consume this poison together." Plix's gaseous form swirled anxiously within its containment suit. "Surely their biology must suffer from this consumption." "It does," Velkara said. "Ethanol damages their organs, impairs their judgment, and can kill them if consumed in sufficient quantities. They are fully aware of this. They consume it anyway. She brought up more compounds in rapid succession. Caffeine, a powerful stimulant that causes cardiac arrest in most species. Humans consume it daily, often multiple times per day. Many claim they cannot function without it. Theobromine, found in a substance called chocolate, fatal to many Earth species and most galactic organisms. Humans consider it a treat and give it to their children. This cannot be accurate, Tren protested. No species can evolve such tolerances. I have verified these findings 17 times, Valkara said. The human digestive system contains specialized organs and enzymes that break down toxic compounds before they can cause fatal damage. Their liver alone performs functions that would require dedicated machinery in any other species. Their kidneys filter poisons that would destroy ours in minutes. She pulled up a new set of data. But that is not the most disturbing discovery. Allow me to show you what humans call their diet. Images appeared on the display. Strange objects in various colors and shapes. This is called a hot dog, Valkara said. It is made from the ground flesh and organs of multiple animals, mixed with chemicals, preservatives, and sodium compounds at levels that would cause immediate cardiac failure in a gourmet. Humans consume billions of these annually. And this, she continued, is called fast food. It contains fats, sugars, salts, and artificial compounds in concentrations that qualify as toxic waste on 14 coalition worlds. Humans not only consume it, but they have built massive industries around its production and distribution. Ambassador Creel stepped closer to the display. His diplomatic training kept his expression neutral, but his tail twitched with barely contained alarm. Are you telling us that humans have evolved to process substances that would kill any other known species? Yes, Valkara said. But there is more. Humans do not simply tolerate these substances. They seek them out. They prefer them. Their food is considered bland and unappetizing unless it contains elements that would constitute chemical warfare against any other species. She brought up a final set of data. This one showed comparison charts between human metabolic capabilities and the galactic standard. In our database, we have cataloged 47,000 sentient species. Humans rank in the top 1% for toxin resistance. The other species in that percentage are silicon-based life forms that evolved in volcanic environments or creatures that developed on worlds with naturally toxic atmospheres. Humans evolved on a garden world with breathable air and drinkable water. They should not have these capabilities. How is this possible? Garmesh asked. Evolution, Valkara said. Earth is far more dangerous than humans initially led us to believe. They evolved alongside predators, parasites, and competing species that constantly threatened their survival. Their bodies developed the ability to process almost anything as a survival mechanism. They can extract nutrition from substances that would poison other organisms. She paused, allowing the implications to settle over her audience. There is something else, she said. Something that concerns me more than their toxin resistance. The team waited in tense silence. Humans are aware of their unique capabilities. When I interviewed their ambassadors about their diet, they laughed. They thought it was amusing that we found their eating habits unusual. They made jokes about how mild their food preferences were compared to other human cultures. What does that mean? Thren asked. It means that what I have shown you represents their moderate consumption patterns. There are human cultures that consume even more dangerous substances. There are individuals who deliberately seek out the most toxic foods their species can tolerate, simply for entertainment. Ambassador Creel's tail had stopped twitching. It now hung perfectly still, a sign of deep concern among his species. What are the military implications of this discovery? Valkara had been dreading this question. Considerable. Human soldiers can survive on any world in the known galaxy. They can consume local food sources that would kill any other species. They cannot be poisoned through conventional means. Chemical weapons that would devastate entire armies would merely inconvenience human troops. They could be deployed anywhere, Creel said quietly. Yes, and there is another factor. Humans have developed their own chemical weapons, substances designed to affect their own toxin-resistant biology. If such weapons were deployed against other species, the results would be catastrophic. What causes discomfort to a human would cause extinction-level events for others. The room fell silent as the full weight of the discovery settled over them. What do you recommend? Creel finally asked. Velkara took a deep breath. I recommend that this information be classified at the highest levels. The other species in the coalition cannot know that humans possess these capabilities. It would cause panic. It would destroy the trust we have built with them. And the humans? They seem unaware of how unusual they are. They assume other species have similar tolerances. I recommend we do nothing to correct this assumption. Creel nodded slowly. I will present your findings to the council, privately. As the team filed out of the laboratory, Thren lingered by the door. Dr. Velkara, I have one more question. Yes? You said humans consume these substances recreationally, that they enjoy them. What does that tell us about their psychology? Velkara considered the question carefully. It tells us that humans are not simply survivors. They are thrill seekers. They push boundaries, test limits, and embrace danger as part of their daily existence. They do not merely tolerate the toxic aspects of their world. They celebrate them. Thren's form rippled with unease. They sound like a species that has never known fear. No, Velkara corrected. They know fear very well. They simply refuse to let it stop them. She turned back to her data displays as Thren departed. The human biological readings glowed in the darkness of the laboratory, a constant reminder of how much they still did not understand. Somewhere in the station's guest quarters, the human ambassador was probably enjoying his morning coffee. A cup of liquid containing enough caffeine to stop a Thren heart, sweetened with substances that would dissolve a Garmesh digestive tract, served at temperatures that would cause third-degree burns to most species, and he would call it a good start to his day. Velkara made a note in her research log. Further study required. Extreme caution advised. She had a feeling that humanity had many more surprises waiting to be discovered. The galaxy had welcomed them as simple newcomers, unremarkable among the countless species that filled the stars. That assessment had been dangerously wrong. The humans were not unremarkable. They were perhaps the most remarkable species the Institute had ever studied, and the galaxy was only beginning to understand what that truly meant.